Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Firsties. So I have a very familiar face if you've been keeping up, and I don't know why you haven't. But on that topic really quickly, please make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment, all that fun stuff. And also for all the episodes that have come out from our launch, at this point you're a co-host, like just
yeah, I was gonna say
Mara's here. But I really truly want to say thank you for all the support and love, the private messages, the public messages, the likes, the ratings. It really means a lot. I've gotten two actually particular private messages that were very emotional and very very, very sweet. So I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who's supporting and continue to support. I really, really appreciate it. Your feedback, all that allows me to continue to do this show. So I really appreciate it. All right. Now that we're done with all that emotional stuff. So I thought today would be a fun episode. You guys are liking our story times as well as just like kind of getting to know us. So we have two fun ideas. So first what we are going to do is, as we all know, we all love Reddit. We've all gone down the like kind of Reddit like rabbit hole. Yeah. And so I was like, there's probably a Reddit out there about the first gen experience, as well as just coming from an immigrant family, right? Yeah. So I've taken a couple of Reddit threads, and then we're just going to discuss and have a good time. So let me grab my phone and then let's get in. I'm very, very excied.
Do you want to read some? I'll read some too. Like,
Yeah. Literally, you're the co-host. Okay. So, first thing I also want to say is that take this with a grain of salt, right? What is this podcast called? It is called Firsties, which is literally embracing we don't know anything, right?
Christians,
What are you, like, how old are you when you're a first grader? Like 5 or 6?
Yeah.
That's what I'm embracing, right? So, and part of that is because, I mean, you know this, not to get off of like a tangent, but a lot of people can relate to this, especially people from an immigrant household, but you spend your entire life trying to look like you're perfect or trying to look like you're happy and everything is fine, and you're more concerned on how it looks rather than like how you feel or like what's actually going on for the sake of the family or whatever, and that nearly almost killed me. So, and I had nothing to show for it. So I'm just deciding to embrace that I don't really know what I'm doing, and that's okay.
There's a beauty in it all, though.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. There is. Oh, thanks.
But now, like, if you guys, she's saying that now, but now it's like, I feel like all that, it's like your fruition comes to light. Like what you've worked for is like kind of coming to light.
Oh,
so it really, it's like a testimony of like what you've, not us getting deep already. Like we haven't even asked the questions.
I know,
yeah. But like there is like everyone has like that, like, or seeing it firsthand from like your, like my view, watching your life like unfold now. I'm like, wow, like
it's kind of
really
crazy,
is.
right?
God always has a plan. Like
in the trenches, guys. Like and then
now
I'm here, and I might go back. We don't know.
But like everyone also has different like means of success. Like right now, what you're doing is like you could be getting like paid millions, but that's not the same success you could feel right now in this moment if you just sitting in your living room with the camera in front of you and being like, this is all I've ever asked for. So yeah, it really is subjective to everyone, but that's for a whole nother.
Not you getting deep. We're 3 minutes in. Can they like grab a snack or something?
Let's get the questions going. Like,
yeah. So we are going to read these Reddit threads. Some of them are pretty crazy, and we're just going to kind of give kind of our take, as well as we might give advice. We might just comment on it. We'll see how this goes. This might be a shit show, but we'll see how this goes. Okay. I found another woman's underwear in my boyfriend's toiletry bag. The woman is 30. The man is 47. Already unacceptable.
What about you? The woman's 30. The man is 47.
Yes. Unacceptable. I don't know why she's pausing. That's unacceptable.
I mean, I feel like once, like to me, like after 30, it's kind of like go up for y'all. Like just do whatever. Date. It's free range.
Okay,
because now you're mature.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
So are you saying like 30? You guys are already
and I'm
old,
like I think
so
at that
whatever.
point it's waiting until your brain genuinely matures for both like genders, and then at that point it's like
when do men mature? 47.
True. Yeah.
Like,
but
I
no,
want to look to Cam and be like, men, when do you mature? Please comment down below.
Yeah, please do. But I think I'm just in my head. I'm like after 30, it's like. It's free range. Like you can just date whatever age.
That's crazy. So,
but it's different for everybody. So
I didn't even read. We're already going off the title. I didn't
read the age. Thing. You've actually just said the age.
Because she put that in there for a specific reason. Probably.
When she's 30,
And she's 47.
And he's 47.
Yeah, which I don't mind that. I love a little age gap.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Okay, go now.
We've been in an exclusive relationship for about a year now. I stay overnight. I'm just reading over. He's out of town last weekend. I'm not sure what to think of that situation. Okay, pause. So you're telling me that your man is out of town, and when he returns, there's another person's underwear in his toiletry bag?
Wait, finish the thread.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jumping to conclusions.
Yeah.
Jumping to conclusions.
Finish.
Okay. But I've never seen them before, but he had this back for a while. They didn't really look, the underwear didn't really look like used or anything. I was just confused. Any advice or any help how I might bring up the subject, or even if I should, would be great. I found a pair of women's underwear in my toiletry bag that didn't belong to me. That's all she said. Thanks.
In her toiletry bag?
And there's 152 comments. What?
In her. So he came back from a work trip or whatever
in
trip.
His toiletry bag, there's someone's underwear.
Oh no, it's up from there.
That's from
like no. What? Because there's genuinely no excuse. Like it's not like a hair tie. Things that can genuinely like fall into a bag. Like underwear is so intentional. Like there's no way.
That's crazy.
No. What would you do in that moment if that was you? Like how would you approach the situation?
I definitely would probably approach it. But if I'm honest, this is gonna be such a like really Mila, but like. I wouldn't even be with someone who would put me in that situation.
Yeah, no,
you wouldn't be in either.
You're right. You're
like,
right.
But
I'm saying
time for that.
You have to put yourself in that this example for now. God will like hopefully.
Yeah. Then if I really was, I would really like ask him like, "What's good?"
Like, hey, where'd you get this? And then he's like,
but try not to be accusatory, not like
exactly, just kind of
you know
like
what I mean,
lightly bring it up. But then he's
like,
like,
"Hey, I found this so like, what is what's going on?" It could be nothing, but like if he went to his mom's house or his sister's house and maybe the laundry got made, I don't know.
But I'm telling you, underwear is so like
come on.
Yeah, it's so niche. There's just no way it slips in someone's bag.
Yeah, come on.
And if you're gonna cheat, do it better. Like what?
And he might not be cheating. He might not be cheating. It's just that's strange. Like what is going on?
No, he's cheating, babe.
Got it. Okay. So comment down below what you guys think. Okay, next one. Why does he still get jealous if he chose her over me? So he is 28, her is 23, and then me is 26. So why does a guy get jealous of me in my situation when he's over me?
But he has another relationship going on.
Right, yeah. So he's like, I worked with a guy who took an extreme interest in being, in the beginning, reciprocated, then again. When I came back, he had taken interest in another girl. He made it pretty clear he was going to move on, eventually end up choosing her over me and letting me go. This stung really bad, but it was extremely confusing to me. And but he continued to be jealous throughout to any other guy I talked to. Girl, so here's the thing is guys, and this is just my guys, and please, my firsties out there, my men out there, please comment. Let's discuss in the because I know this is going to be controversial, but guys like for women to only be with them, but they want to have multiple partners or multiple people.
That can go for women too,
like, for sure. Yeah.
But in this case,
guys, they get jealous when it's like that's not yours.
Yeah.
So what are we even talking about?
Well, you already have someone who's in your life, which is just sad because I'm like, you should just focus on the person you're with.
Right.
Like, what are you getting jealous for?
It's so confusing. Yeah, it's so confusing. So there's really no advice there. It's just that's just how immature men are. So
what should she do in that situation? Really nothing. Like,
so I have two answers. Do you want the toxic answer or do you want
we'll get both.
The therapy answer?
Do both.
Answer is
sorry, she studied psychology, guys, so she really knows how to get into like the nitty gritty of it all. Like
I would say the therapy answer would be keep it cute and move how you would normally move.
Yeah.
And just don't entertain like that's strange or whatever. Also you don't want to overstep. You're not the center. Maybe he is not actually getting, maybe you're reading into it. So like just leave that alone.
Yeah.
And then I would ask yourself, why did that impact you in that way? Like, why is him being jealous? Why does that impact you? Like, let's unpack that. Now, the toxic answer is I would rev that shit up. Yeah. So I would make him even more jealous however I can and just laugh at
Is that like depending on if you want him or not? Or is it just kind of like you would do it regardless?
I have no understanding on why someone would do that if they did not want them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but I'm saying for the girl, you would rev it up if you wanted them. you know?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be like, okay, well now I'm going to play into it.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just also sad, like seeing like you're in a whole other relationship, I think, like she said. So it's like,
that's why it's confusing. She's like, why are you getting jealous of me and my own?
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like men only want women to be happy if they're with them.
And also what they can't have at the time. So it's really just like whoever.
Girl, yeah. We all need therapy.
Sad.
The bar is in hell. Okay. And then here, I'll let you read that one. Okay. You could like paraphrase it. I only screenshot that part so you can't read all of it, but.
So female 25, I'm outgrowing the small town I live in, but my partner, male 25, doesn't want to leave. So she's 25.
Okay, so she said, okay, I'll let you finish. Sorry, go ahead.
She said, okay, title says it all. I moved into a small touristy mountain town in Colorado. Strike one. That was not actually, sorry, Josie.
My brother's in Denver. Yeah. Sorry.
He said, 7 years ago to be with my partner. I was 18, okay, in love, and got accepted to a college that was nearby. She just graduated without any debt, all that, landed a job there. So now she's saying, he doesn't want to leave, basically. Yeah, I'm trying to like just summarize it.
So let's talk about it. So basically he doesn't want to leave and she wants to get out of there.
Yeah.
So first of all, how do you feel about like, you know, like some of our, let's talk about this in the Firsties world, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of first gens who come from immigrant parents, they're not encouraged to really like spread their wings and fly.
100%.
Our parents aren't really like that, right?
Like go out and do your own thing. Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah. So how do you, like, what's your take on that? Are you a person who's like, no, I'm ready to get out of here? Like, do you want to get out of Virginia? Or like can you envision yourself? Like,
in regards to like my family or like with a partner? Like if in this situation?
In this situation.
So she has like, it's her partner that doesn't want to leave. She wants to leave.
Right. So what would you do?
Oh, in that moment? Well, they're not married. So I don't know. I think
say that again.
Yeah. I was going to say generally when you're like young and you have the capability of being able to move wherever you want, you have no kids, no really like financial like obligation to stay where you need to be, I think you should be able to travel wherever you want to go. Especially if you don't have a ring on your finger, what are you doing? Like
what are we actually talking about?
Like I don't see a point in like having to change the course of your life for someone else. I mean, there is circumstances where it like can work for both parties, and like you feel like you'll take measures to get there. But
the partner might resent them for staying.
Exactly, that's another issue
could be
of
in
like
a small town or whatever. You know, like if you live in DC or Miami or whatever,
the resentment is big. You can say yes to like staying somewhere you don't want to be, but like subconsciously you're gonna feel that resentment growing and being like, well, I don't want to be here now. I'm blaming you for it. So there's just issues that can arise. But I think if you're young, don't have a ring on your finger, don't have kids, you have the financial like ability to travel or like leave.
Dude, do it.
Yeah,
you have
I think you should.
Life.
Yeah,
you have your whole life. And
I'm like,
I know.
Like, let me get my bag and leave.
I know. And I know probably some parents are gonna disagree, but like some of our family members too.
Yeah.
But like, you have your whole life to settle down. And also, I really truly believe in my heart that what's for you is for you, and what God has prepared for you, He will reveal when He's ready for you to have that. So like enjoy every season of your life. I mentioned that in an episode before, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have your whole life to settle down, to have kids, to do all the things. I just think now you're supposed to be 25, be a property owner, be a mom, be a wife, all that stuff, and it's like.
But that comes, I will say that also
barely pick a Netflix show. Yeah. Like, give me a second.
But there are some people who do genuinely enjoy that like stability at a young age or whatever age they want to. They prefer the lifestyle, which works for some. But if you and your heart don't want to do that, and your partner does,
listen up first.
Yeah, like it's not necessary. You don't need to be able to like stop your life or put your life on hold for someone else's like reasons.
Bus mom, hell no, no, I'm good. I'm good, love. Okay, okay, this one here is, I don't know if the guy I'm dating really likes me. It's a no for me. How about you?
I need like a little. I mean, honestly, if you don't even have to give me context.
If you're confused,
and you're just in dating, like that's your boyfriend.
It's you're like you're getting the ick from this.
I'm like,
babes, that's your boyfriend.
Yeah, that's a little stretch. I think like you've made it to the dating stage and you're confused.
This is from experience. I'm telling you from experience. If you're confused, he's just not that into you. Watch that movie 7 times.
Oh my gosh,
and you'll get it. There's a weird thing that also happens. Me and you are really good at this though, where And this is because women, like, we're girls, and there's a special thing that happens when women come together. Like, it's unmatched compared to any other kind of relationship, but we want to, like, champion the girl and all those things. But sometimes it is okay. Like, if a guy, if you're, you know, falling for this guy or whatever, and I can see clear signs. I'm not talking about I'm being just a dick, but he has clear signs that he's not that into you. I will be your girl and be like, hey, babes, like, I think you're reading. I'm not going to be harsh, but I think you're reading too much into it. Where us, usually, when I was younger, we do this whole thing where it's like, girl, like, he didn't text you back. Like, his phone probably died. Like, he probably got in a car wreck. He's, like, praying to get back to you. Like, no.
Oh my gosh,
he's just not that into you.
See, me and my, like, Delulu friends, like, we're, like, the blind
Delulu is fun, though.
No,
I like
I know,
Delulu.
But at some point, it's
one
like
of my
one
friends,
of us.
Courtney, says, we're Delulu boo-boos. Like,
no, I know,
so
but, like,
fun.
we need, sometimes it's, like, the blind.
I need to reel you.
I need
to reel you. I mean, there's a TikTok trend where it's, like, the blind leading
the blind.
Yeah,
but it's sometimes, like, we need, like, stand up.
Like
it's
you text him, hey, he says hi, and it's like, oh my God, he's in love. Like, what do I text back? What do I do? And it's like, that's not.
No, I'll tell you after the pod, too. There's
like,
just.
So much. I'm sorry, guys. There's some things that we got to keep to ourselves. There's so much we're going to catch up after this. We're grabbing dinner after this. I'm so excited. We haven't seen each other in like, we're like, and that's like a month or like a year.
It did feel
us.
like a month though. So
like literally when I saw you, I was like, oh my God, your face changed. Everything changed. Okay. All right. So I mean, really, this is, if you saw it, this is like really lengthy. I don't really need to go. I don't even think we have enough time for that. She went into like her intimate life and stuff. It's crazy that people post this type of stuff. It's crazy.
But it's anonymous though, no? So
right. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, if you wanted to, you would, and if you're confused, then that's your answer right there.
Agree.
Because I also want to point out too that the men that have expressed that they truly want to get to know me, it's very obvious. Never confused.
Yeah.
And whether it was reciprocated or not, I was never confused. So my point is, I think in my experience, when men truly know what they want with you,
there shouldn't be any confusion.
They're very, it's either verbally or with their actions. They're just like, they're so truly you're not confused.
Especially if you, like I said, get to the dating stage, it's like, don't waste your time. Like if you're already dating the guy and you're like,
you cocked your head to the right. That's crazy. You're like, girl, don't wait. It's like saying,
don't do all that.
Babes, don't. Yeah. Okay. So now, I decided to also go on a thread that are just more first gen immigrant families and kind of understanding those nuances and what we're going through, as that's kind of what we're embracing with this podcast. So this is a good one. Children of immigrant parents.
Getting to it right now.
Do your parents make you feel ashamed to want to enjoy your life, or try to shame or guilt you for wanting to do so? When I read this, I screenshot. I was like, we have to talk about this. The reason why is I don't think it's bad intentions or anything. I think that we are designed to hustle. We are designed to grind. That's what our ancestors did. That's what our parents did to get us to where we are today. And we are very, very grateful. I do want to make that very clear, right? But there is this sense of like,
there's no room for fun.
There's no room for fun.
Why are you laughing? Like, what? Like, there's genuinely been moments where they're like, why are you too happy right now? Like, pipe down. Like, you had too much fun yesterday.
You know what that reminds me of? I wish I had that TikTok song where it's like, broke people should never laugh. Broke people should never laugh.
And to an extent, like, it's like, I know they're coming from good places in their hearts. It's never bad or ill intent, but it's like,
never is,
I think they grew up in a condition where we're in two different generations. Yeah. But also it's like, in this day and age, like, there is room for laughter, like, we're allowed to have.
There's room for friendship. There's room for rest.
You can balance it all. Like, there's really, like,
it just cannot just be grind, which I get. Some things are needed for that, but
it's just how their upbringing. It's just different from ours. So it's like they see it two different. They have two different point of views of it, which I can respect, but I think our responsibility to teach our kids.
Okay, so like, honestly, let's really get into it. So then let's take that into like relationships, right? Like, I find as though, oh my God, I have to tell you, I went to dinner with my dad the other night, and my dad will be on this podcast soon. If you know him, he's the man, the myth, the legend. Like, if you met him, if you don't know him, I'm sorry. If you know him, I'm also sorry. He's a character, but he's the best. I cannot wait. Can you imagine him on
that's like, when you said that, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a funny pod.
Yeah, he's the best. But truly, we were just checking on him, which that's a whole other thing. But anyway, so he I mean, truly, like, I thought he was joking. He truly sat me down. Not really we were at dinner, but he was like a little bit concerned. Not concerned. No, concerned. He was like, so how are you doing? Because I recently was living with my sister, and then now I live alone for the first time, which I'm absolutely loving. Literally turned my apartment into my podcast studio. And I think he thinks I'm just staying at home all day, every day. Like he always makes like,
I was like, girl, you haven't been here.
Desk. Literally, I've just been flying.
This is her first day back in the house, guys.
Literally, yeah. There's nothing in my home. There's like, I'm not even joking. There's like Crustables and a bottle of vodka in the fridge. That is it. And my mom was like, you need help. Anyways, so he literally was like, he just wanted to confirm that like I was dating. Like, not that I'm married, but he was like, you're like giving men chances, right? Like, concern. No, like, truly. I was like, feel like usually he jokes. I'm like, yeah,
but he's genuinely concerned.
Yeah, I was like, and when I told him, you would have thought I told him like I'm getting married tomorrow. Like, he was like, ooh, is she? But I shouldn't need. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. He's like, so you're dating different guys, not just one, right? Like, my dad.
Yeah.
He's like, you're dating multiple guys, or you're talking to different guys? Like, yeah, I'm like, meeting different people. Yeah. Yes, whatever and stuff. He's like, oh, okay. And so the reason why I mentioned that, the reason why it's like hilarious, is because there is also, it seems like there's, are we enjoying our lives, of what the question that we just got asked. But they don't ask if when they were with a partner, they haven't asked people who have gotten married in our family, like, hey, do you love him? Is he good to you? It's just bring someone home. We're happy there's someone here, which is crazy, right?
But I think for me, it's like the age. Do you know what I mean? It comes from like when you're like in college, it's like study, focus on school.
Oh yeah,
like there's no room for men. In my family.
Has your mom asked you about your husband yet? Because now you graduated, so you should have been
now
married
it's
by
coming. Now it's like the courting. Like, have you met my brothers, or like, just they'll have people prepared for you after you graduate. But it's like the jump of like, don't focus on any men, don't do this, don't do that, and then one day. It's the day after you graduate, actually, is where's the ring? Where are the kids? Where's the house? And I'm like, well,
it's crazy.
It's just like, imagine like a forbidden topic for your whole entire life. And now then, it's just kind of brought up on you. And
what I also love, and please comment down below if this has happened to you, the comparison to that one cousin who they think has their shit together. Their life is in shambles, babes. You just don't know it. So look at their Finsta. I promise you.
No, I'm telling you, it's genuinely.
Like, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
But that switch is like
next
insane.
day it's like, whereas,
especially when we haven't talked about like, how does a man treat you? This is how it's supposed to be. Or even like, I talked about an episode before where like I'm at a kindergarten level of getting to know men and flirting, all that stuff, because that was shut off.
You were never
at
like
certain
experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is insane. We are back after those short messages. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Okay, you want to read this one?
Yeah.
We'll do a couple more and then we'll wrap up.
So, what is one of the hardest things you have had to deal with? So it says, my parents don't realize that I have different goals and aspirations than them. I want to be financially stable, live in the moment, be happy. But now she's nearing 30 and just realized I haven't lived how I wanted to. I'm just blindly following their decisions. So just following her parents' way of life.
I need to lay back for this one.
And it says, not that my parents have led me astray, but it's important to listen to your child and support their interests. Now she's in a career, and now I'm in a career I don't like, but I will try to move on to something I enjoy, maybe one day. It's kind of sad.
That could be its own episode.
Like,
because honestly, and what's so funny is I just screenshotted this title. Common. I didn't even read all that. That's the first time I'm hearing that. So common. And like, who am I to give advice, right? I don't know. You ever see like when a friend gives advice, but then they don't want to be liable, so they're like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
You have to. Yeah, that's my motto.
You're giving advice,
but it's my opinion. Yeah.
And you're like, but I don't know, man. Do what you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my 2 cents, but if it goes wrong for you, that's on you.
Take it with a grain of salt. But truly, like, this is just from experience. Like, I promise you, asked like my sister here, who's known me my entire life, like, I'm a different person because I'm finally doing what makes me happy. This podcast, I don't want to say should, because God's timing is my timing, but I feel like I could have arrived here 5 years ago if I just did what made me happy versus, and here's the thing is that like, you're not going to get, I think something that allows us to feel safe as humans is, and just from like psychology, is the feeling of being safe. And part of that is people understanding us. And when someone doesn't understand what we're doing or why we're doing it, that messes us up, right? Yeah. So a lot of the times, you know, in the, let's just talk about in our family or in the Habesha culture, like being a musician, a dancer, a podcast host, like a wrestler, whatever, is even an athlete. Yeah, is not encouraged as at more all. So engineer, nurse, EMT, whatever the whatever
those,
the
like,
safe
three
job.
career paths is not.
Literally, yeah. And like, I'll give you an example. I work with a bunch of doctors. That's what I do for most of it, and I travel a lot to meet with these doctors. And I think I told you, like, a doctor told me, like, he actually got vulnerable, which, like, if you know me, like, I am not a small talk. I will do it because I need to with my job. But, like, I want to be in a corner somewhere talking about a childhood trauma. Like, let's get into it. You know what I mean?
Get in depth with things,
like, I'm talking about, like, in church, in a strip club. Like, that's happened before. Where my friend's like, girl, why are you in the corner talking
about, like
hope
her whole life.
Yeah. Or her name was Dallas. I forget. But anyway, so, something like that, yeah. But so I find that that one doctor I spoke to, he opened up and I was like, hey, like, he was basically a very, very successful plastic surgeon. And obviously, if anyone knows, with that type of specialty, you do years of school. I mean, it's like 15 years of school. It's insane, right? It's your whole life. And then the lifestyle is not also glamorous too. It's a lot of work. It's very stressful, all that stuff. So anyways, he opened up and he was Indian, and he was like, I changed over to this field, which he changed into another field. I'm not going to get into it. And he basically said, like, I changed into it because I was so unhappy. I basically became a plastic surgeon just to make my parents happy. And he was like, I figured out, like, last year that, like, this is not what I was meant to do now. And in my head, I didn't say this because this is not like helpful, but in my head, I'm like, you're like 52 and like, you're a successful plastic surgeon. Like, you had to do something miserable for so long. Yeah. This is not like he was like working somewhere where you, like, this is critical thinking. This is, and people's lives.
Energy. Like,
to do this is to go through medical school. Like, anyone who's gone through medical school, if I could just say, like hats off to you. That is no joke.
Because just grueling. Even like the workability is not enough. It takes the long actual passion to get through that.
It's not as glamorous as you guys think. It's a lot of work. And
it takes so much work for you even get to the glamorous side of things. So it's like, are you really passionate about that?
Right. You have to. That is why doctors are very much like, oh, he's a doctor. She's a doctor. Because it's like, man, you really did that. You know. So shout out to anyone who's like a medical professional. But anyways, when I saw him, like, it's really out, because I don't know why you think, like, when we grew up with our parents, you just think these adults know what they're doing. And that's why I want to embrace Firsties, because no one knows what the fuck they're doing. At all. No one. I'm telling you, like, no one. If they say they do, they're lying. Right. And remember also, like, your parents and you and me, we're going through life for the very first time. Even though your parents have years on you, what they're going through right now is, so be a little bit kinder.
And everyone just has different seasons of their life. Yeah. Like, there's not, I think people think it's like just a straight line when it's not. Like, everyone is genuinely in different seasons. But looking from the outside in, it looks so like everyone's life just looks like even how people want their life to be perceived, but it's not that case.
Even me, I was looking at that surgeon, I was like, if you saw, he owned the entire building, not just a suite. He owned the entire building. His name is on the freaking building, not the door.
That makes you think, like.
And then I'm like, damn. And I'm like, but he's like, this is 40 years of hard work, and you know what I mean. And by the way, like, he really opened up, and he was like divorced, like doesn't have a relationship with his kids.
But do you see with all that, it's like it looks so glamorized, but at the end of the day, some people do feel empty inside. And I'm like, you could really have the world, but genuinely, I feel like that inner peace is like the most success that you can ever feel in life.
Right. Yeah.
Like, are you genuinely happy with even all of that? And like he said himself.
I do think now, because I've challenged my parents, they've also now been like checking on like my happiness versus like, I get it. Parents, you just want your kids at the end of the day to be safe, right? To be fed. Yeah. To be making the right decisions. I totally get that. But then I also think there needs to be a discussion of like, are they generally happy? I think if you go to work every day and you hate your life and you're crying every day, there should be a reassessment. But I think it's one of those like, well, that's, you know, a lot of, one of it's because we don't have the luxury. Yeah. The jobs that we have is the jobs that we have. And like, I was thinking about this earlier today, like my mom and my parents worked hard. Did they create generational wealth for me and my siblings, maybe not, even though we're very comfortable now and I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
But I think what they did was they taught us worth ethic so that me and my siblings
could be able
I'm getting
to
emotional now. Me and my siblings have a chance
to help
to do generational. Like they pass the torch to us, and now it's our job because now we're not starting at zero.
100%,
you know, and that's all my parents wanted. So
but that's like the biggest blessing they could have given you, though.
Yeah,
because
I will tell you this: like the one thing my parents gave, they believed in me, they loved me, all that stuff. But the worth ethic that our siblings have, our cousins have, it's unmatched. Like
100%.
you can't outwork us. You know what I mean? That's just what is in immigrant households.
And just
like,
coming here,
just Nigerians, Indians, Asians, like we just work
coming
hard.
here literally from nothing and to getting to where
again,
you are
we
now.
have no choice but to succeed. That's the only choice. There is no plan B. There's nothing. This is what you got to do, which is why they go down the safe route of like, but that's why I'm even more like applauding those medical professionals, because if I went through medical school, I wouldn't make it. I don't think my brain doesn't work. It's not wired that way. So it's not even like,
do that.
You really, so that's why when he was like, and not to go back, but like when he was like, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm like, like, I'm glad you got there, but 50 something, you finally figured it out after all that work. You might as well just settle in this. Like you're deep in.
That's what I'm saying. You're in, even if you wasn't 57,
crazy.
Just being in that profession, it just takes so much out of you.
And he said like, this is year 2 that he made this decision. He's like, I'm the happiest ever. Like he really opened up, and I was like, it was like a spiritual, because I wasn't asking these personal questions. This is a meeting I'm in. You know what I mean? He was opening up, and I was like, man, thank you for thank you for for sharing or whatever.
That's insightful to you too.
Because it was like, it was really a moment for me where it was like, I saw what my life could have been if I just followed what my parents wanted or what other people wanted as well. Or honestly, what I think my parents wanted. Like my parents never said I want to be a doctor or whatever, but just the perception of I saw them applaud my cousin when they became a doctor or whatever. And so, so to that Reddit person, truly, like it sounds corny, but like all the cliches are true. Like
whole life is too short, and like do what makes you happy. It is true.
You could die tomorrow. You know what I mean? And like, I've told you this before, but like, I'm truly the happiest in this chair right here and this mic.
I'm happy to hear that, because you, like I said, told you earlier too, like you could have the whole world, but seeing you in this moment, I'm like, this is what you've like just dreamed of. Like being in this bubble, I'm like, it's radiating off her, guys. Like this is like,
I love you so much. Because you know that. Yeah. This
like
is a long time coming.
But it's like it's coming into fruition.
Right, yeah. By the way, something you need to know about Mariam is that she's a manifest queen. Like
a little something.
Like
I know, it's God. Let's not even.
Like I'm not going to go into detail of who, but she's definitely said I'm going to bump into this person who's like A-list celebrity, and then texted me later like, "Yep, we just met them" or whatever. Yeah. Like it's actually insane what she can manifest. Anyways, so literally, the only advice I'll give, and I'll let you finish this off, is. Like, do what makes you happy. And also, it's okay if your parents don't understand their job. Like, at this point, I'm 27. And, like, my parents did all the parenting they could. Now it's my job to take care of me and make my decisions as well. And that's exciting and also terrifying. But mostly exciting, like, oh, I'm on my own now. Like, let me kiki. You know what I mean? And also understand, like, it's okay for them to understand, but there should be respect on both parties. What do you want to do with wrapping up with that question?
I think with that, I'll just add, and I've told you this before too, like with your parents, don't internalize things too much. And I know that people like to have no emotions. I do. You're like, just, it's because you don't cry. No,
I
but
asked her once, like, hey, do you cry? And she's like, mm-mm.
No, okay. We all cry, but it's like, I think seeing things from this point of view, like I would hate to like blame in this like situation, like blame your parents. Cause like I said, they do have different upbringing. So it's like, don't like lash out on them or like internalize what they've done or like their decisions in the past, because you said we're all going through life at the same time, or for the first time. So it's like their decisions at the time that you think probably were like unhealthy or like not the best or like it was damaging. They didn't mean to, or like they're giving you what they're taught. Yeah. So it's like don't like don't internalize it too much and be like, well, that was like, you know, like messed up in a sense. So.
And I feel like if anyone decides to have children, that's up to you. But I feel like the day that happens, or if that happens, I would even have even more respect and understanding for my mom and my dad once 100%. I'm able to like have life and be like, this shit ain't easy. Oh shit.
And they always say like, wait till you have your own kids. But I'm seeing it now. Before I even have kids, you just get older and you mature and you're like, okay, well, I was dumb then. Yeah. Like, why was I even
so blessed?
Yeah, and I'm like, why would I ever like be concerned or like trip about that? But
You're so
the little things.
So wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try.
Girl. Okay, last one here. I feel so stuck. I have no idea what I'm doing. Girl, literally we just talked about that. Basically, the part I want to say is I have very, very supportive parents. I'm a senior in high school, low class, first gen college student. I've had to figure everything out myself and I still don't know what I'm doing. And then she basically is talking about how tuition's kind of tough, how to figure that out FAFSA. And so the reason why this really spoke to me is because this literally is everyone's experience, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to validate your experience and your emotions that that it's tough out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
And
in shorter words.
Yeah, literally. No, but really, but here's the thing is you also, even though you had to do on your own, you actually get these tools that some of your counterparts do not have because you had to figure it out on your own, right? I say my best learning curve is when you just figure it out, because here's the thing, plot twist, you will figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll always get to the finish line, right? It might take you some time.
Always.
It might not look like how you look like, but you will always get there, right? But that is very real. I mean, you're first gen as well. But I always mention this, like my sister Basie is one of the first to go to college in our family, and at least in my indirect family. And I just remember her doing FAFSA. It was like, we just didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was literally the blind leading the blind. Like my parents are trying to help and we just don't understand. And like taxes and FAFSA and RS like stress us out.
I just remember sitting at the dining table.
What line, add lines 6 and 7. I'm like, I don't even know how to add.
No, you're giving me like trauma. Cause I remember like both me and my dad crying at the dinner table. Like
literally.
Like what do we do here? But
because you feel helpless with them. They feel helpless that they can't.
Actually, it's different. My dad actually thinks he knows what he's doing. So he's like,
right. Shout out to you, Jerry. Love
you.
He's
like, get your insurance. I'm like, Jerry, they're asking for your tax. Like, why am I getting my insurance card right now?
Oh my God.
You can't argue back with him. So I'm like,
yeah,
I'll get my insurance card.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll be back after these few short messages. Okay, then now. All right, guys, we're back. And then now we can do the, so to end this episode, we're going to do these. There's been a TikTok trend on girl math, and then it went to boy math. And now I see that there is Habesha math, which is hilarious. Yes. So if you think of any, please put in the comments down below. But I just think this is a fun way to end the episode here. So I'll read the first one, then you can go to the next one. You got it? The one, the post?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's Habesha math? If you went out yesterday, you can't go out today. That is the realest thing ever. You had to plan. That. So let's talk about it. We had to plan 2 weeks ahead to go to one house party. This is like in high school and college. And then after that, you can't ask for shit for a month?
Yeah.
Yep. If you miss curfew, can't ask for shit for 6 months. Like it just
you really have to like analyze like your plans for that month
and worth it for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is my Linky gonna be there?
Okay, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Mom throws a hit and then you block it. So basically it means you hit your mother. So I had to read that like real quick. So now like your mother's like fuming because you
by the way,
dodged
the aunties are calling you like, how dare you lay hands on the person who gave you life? That's not
mind you didn't lay any hands.
If you
that counts as
dodge the
you've assaulted your mother.
You have to take it, and then that's what that is. So there's that. So I'm gonna let you guys interpret that on your own. All right, next one. If one uncle slaps his thigh, okay, let me actually read that again. What's Habesha math? If one uncle slaps his thighs and gets up, everyone leaves. I want to ask you, who in our family do you think is that uncle?
Like who starts it?
Yeah, like let's say like for Thanksgiving.
I would say Jerry, but he likes to stay and have fun.
Yeah.
Like, he really likes to kiki, so he's probably there a little bit.
You know who I know it is?
Who?
My dad.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's the life of the party. When he's ready, it's like, all right, let's
that's what I'm saying. I feel like when your dad, it was between my dad and your dad, but I'm like,
it is between your dad and my dad. Yeah. Especially if we're at like my mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
You know
and they're also like the class clowns. Like, so they're geeky. So when they're like done laughing, it's like
the party's over.
Yeah. Like once my dad lets out that sigh, it's like, oh, he's about to go.
Yeah.
He's
it's like that slap is like last call.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Just have a couple more.
What's Habesha math? +1 means +1 full family. Couldn't agree more. Like you've seen at weddings, all that. It's always, you said,
so bad. Like
700, 800 guests for one wedding. And that's like.
And how many got invited? How many people had a card?
300 probably.
And it said no kids. Yeah. Why are these children running around? These loose children are the worst. What's happening?
The loose children, no, it's so real. But it's like 300 plus guests invited then. But it's like in Habesha culture, it's like, well, that's Lucy's, that's Lucy's sister's uncle's aunt. Like, why wouldn't she come? And it's like
but Mila, at your wedding, your librarian needs to be there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, remember, I held you when you were like just born and like at D's, and it's like, I don't know.
Okay. What's Habesha math? If he's 5'10" equals he's 5'3".
100%.
Shout out to my brothers out there, but come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's a good.
Just stand on your wallet.
Stand on the wallet.
Stand on your wallet.
That's accurate though.
Come on. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I don't know. There's not that many tall like Habesha men. At least
no, here's the thing. There's no medium. They're either
true.
Short. Sorry to say, but short kings, like shout out to short kings, or they're tall, like lengthy and tall. There's no in between.
That's actually in between.
Go ahead.
So what's Habesha math? If the shoe fits, it's too small.
You know the thing where like my mom pushes against my toe to see if
I remember going shopping with my mom too, and be like, or my dad, and be like,
because why? That shoe is gonna last you the entire year, and they're not buying another one.
That's your shoe for the year, yeah,
exactly. What's Habesha math? If I'm right and my mom is wrong, I am still wrong. Yeah. I wish my mom was in my apartment right now so I could just call her out really quickly. But that I don't moms, but honestly, parents, they just don't know how to. I think I've seen my mom apologize once. Yeah, to my brother about something. Literally, yeah. We don't talk about it. There is no discussion. Feelings, are they a thing? No, not today. So definitely, yeah. If I'm right, my mom's wrong, I'm still wrong, and dinner is gonna be cold. Go ahead.
The next one. I feel like this applies for just college in general, but what's Habesha math? 5-seater car means 9 can fit. If you guys see me and my friends come out, you would think it's a clown car, because it's like it's like a 5-seater Honda, and it's like 20 girls come out, and we make it work.
Yeah,
that's
because
funny.
You have to. Yeah. Exactly, because you have to. It's always funny when it's like you're arguing with the Uber, and the Uber's like, it's a 6-seater, sir. Yeah, and then my dad's like, but there's 10 of us. What do you want us to do? And he's like, order another one. It's like, we're not doing that.
I'm so weak. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is good. This happens, and I'm calling out my mom for this one because she does this all the time, and I'm literally texting you about like a meme. But what's Habesha math? Smiling at your phone equals boyfriend. Like
the amount of times, like go just let out a giggle. I'm like, I'm just on like TikTok or something. Like it's
they're like, mano, see, come on, mano.
Like try to zoom into something. I'm like, all right, girl.
Yeah.
All right, is the last one?
Yeah, last one.
All right, what's Habesha math? Reasoning during an argument equals you're talking back. Could not have agreed more. It actually triggered me.
By the way, talking back could be rolling the eyes, could be
or actually answering a question, and they're like, what? Stop right there.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's not a rhetorical question. They're asking an actual question. Yeah. But then if you answer it, they get angry with you. And then that's.
Oh my gosh. God bless all the immigrant parents in total. But these were right on the spot.
I want to add one more since we talked about it, and we'll end with this. What's Habesha math? Making boys off limits all of your life. And then the moment you are in your what doctors call childbearing years. Yeah. They're like, where's the boyfriend?
Right after graduation.
Like, I can't
forget boyfriends. Like, where's the husband? Which is like, how would I even get a husband without a boyfriend? Like, where did we?
Oh, they want you to skip a level. And that's not how life works, babe. It's just not. So sorry, plot twist, but that's not how it works.
Crazy.
Yeah. Sorry to spoil that for you. That is it for this episode, guys. This was a fun episode.
Because it was just bouncing back and forth.
Like, different. Yeah. Our ADHD was like, good for this one. This is good for us. It's like, bing, bing, bing. Yeah. So as always, guys, thank you so much for listening and supporting. I really do appreciate it. Genuinely, I can't say that enough. This would be like a 3-hour podcast if I just talked about that alone. Please make sure you subscribe, like, comment. Make sure you leave a rating and interact with us on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Literally a Pinterest, it's everywhere. We're everywhere. Firsties Pod, everywhere. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thanks again for coming on, Mare. She's probably, you're going to see this face a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We're Firsties. This is what it is.
We're nearing co-host, so
yeah,
you'll
exactly.
see me again.
Yes. So again, guys, thank you so much. And then lastly, I want to end with be kind to your parents and call your mom and dad. I'm going to end with that. Call your mom and dad. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.